Actually, let me tell you guys something really quick. That because if I don't tell it to you now, I might accidentally tell it to you during the interview, and I can't release this publicly yet. But I will. It looks like I will be on Good Morning America on Monday.
Well, damn, Peter, congrats.
Which is pretty incredible. I'm still waiting for the final details, but it looks like I'll be on Good Morning America on Monday morning.
Shit.
So,
That'd be awesome, man.
yeah.
What a scoop to hold on to during
for
the
your
show.
journey around every game, huh?
Oh, we're gonna beat
cause,
Good Morning America to it. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, because Monday morning is game 100. I mean, because Monday is game 100. So, that's kind of why they're trying to do it Monday, because Monday is game 100. So
That'll be cool.
kind of 100 games in. Yeah. Yep.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, man. All right, now I'm fired up. All right.
Here we go.
Oh. And 5, 4, 3. Yo, right. Woo, we're back. And you guys ready to talk baseball? Because we kind of had our hopes crushed a bit for a couple of days.
We're coming
there.
back, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, we are back. We are still thinking of Eric Carlson.
Of course. How can we forget?
Oh, Sid Crosby. I would also like to go on the record saying I also have faith, because I saw there was a report that Chris Letang and Sidney Crosby had a lot of faith, or like a big thing of trying to get they support it. They got full confidence in it, and you know what? I support their support.
Exactly.
So we'll put that on the record as well. Oh boy, Nev, I'm glad to be back. I am so glad to be back, because we have ourselves a fantastic guest today. We used to play hockey with this gentleman. Oh boy, 2 decades ago now at least.
Yeah.
Former player, Cleveland Barons. Now he is traveling around with the MLB team, the Cleveland Guardians, going city to city, game to game, all 162 of them. And he's been to all of them so far, and he is not slowing down one bit. And I am honored to say that I got to compete and play with this gentleman,
Absolutely.
Peter Knab.
Thank you, Peter.
Thanks again,
Hey
Peter.
guys, thank you very much. I will say it was fun. It was fun beating the Pirates by a combined score of 21-1 the first 2 nights of that series. Although I will say you guys were lucky enough to get one on Wednesday, because our bullpen had issues on Wednesday, but we did outscore you guys by a combined total of 21-1 the first 2 games.
Yeah, you were shit talking me a good bit late Tuesday night as I was watching the highlights, just getting sent my way. And I'm like, oh, he's just blasting me. He's just having himself a field day. Gets to.
Yeah.
Are you sure you still want me on?
and here's what I'm wondering. Who's going to score more, the Guardians in those first 2 games, or the Browns in their 2 games against the Steelers? I think the Guardians will outscore the Browns in the Guardians the first 2 games against the Pirates, and the Browns 2 games against the Steelers.
You're used to pain. Just pro sports, but at least your baseball team, though, man, they are pretty good. I know they're in a divisional race still. I know you guys are really hoping for that clean sweep there to try and maintain that division. So, Peter, man, tell us what's going on. Tell us about your journey, how it all got started. Let these Yinzers out here know what's going on. What sent you on this journey to 162 straight games?
Well, it kind of started. I mean, I guess you kind of have to go back a few years. First of all, I mean, it's not like I went from zero. I didn't go from 0 to 162. The first time I traveled, the first time I traveled was for a couple series in 2017 actually, but those were just easy bus trips to Detroit and Cincinnati, and then I went on a couple and then I went to a couple series in 2018, a couple in 2019, and then I started to get more serious about it in 2021. I went to 95 games. Last year I went to 129, and so yeah, and so in 2023 I'm trying to go all in to 162, and we're getting close to game 100. Which if you would have told me that at the beginning of the year that I would have made it this far, I would have been surprised, because quite honestly, I mean, at the beginning of the year, of course, I had the goal of making it to 162, but realistically, I was kind of preparing myself for something, for something to screw it up along the way, because just statistically with airlines and flights being canceled and delays, I was expecting something to screw up 162 so far, and it hasn't. I've made it past the All-Star break without screwing it up. So, I've got a little ways to go, but making to the All-Star break was huge, because I needed to sleep for a few days. I slept for like 4 consecutive days. Because I guess the reason I'm doing it is there's no schedule in all professional sports that is harder than the Major League Baseball schedule in terms of travel, and the grind. So, and obviously I have a huge love for the game in general, and just kind of understanding the journey that is a Major League Baseball season, and so with that, just kind of embracing the grind is something that I've learned to really enjoy.
Yeah, it's really more remarkable that you're even like able to get to all these games in time, like, because you're like almost like going with the same schedule as the actual major leaguers themselves. And
yeah.
Just with, like you said, with just alone the flight delays, like the sporadicness of how those can happen, it's remarkable that hasn't knocked you out once.
Yeah, and doing it with and doing it, without, it's one thing to do it with charter flights, but it's another thing to be trying to match up commercial flights, which can be rather crazy, trying to figure all that out. Not to mention just the gamble of trying to hope that an airline doesn't screw up your chair, and by the time you land, hoping your chair is in one piece, which ironically my chair has. I have broken elements of my chair a couple times this year.
I was going to say,
But they weren't caused by airlines. They were caused by my own stupidity. Which statistically speaking is rather rare, because if a chair gets screwed up in this circumstance, you would almost assume that it's an airline. So, but yeah, it's been one heck of a grind, and I've had tremendous support from both inside the organization and outside of the organization. It's been incredible.
That's awesome, man. So I'm looking at the upcoming schedule here for your Cleveland Guardians, and next week you're going to be heading to Chicago, it looks like, huh?
Yes, the next. Sorry, I'll just let that notification go in case you guys heard that.
No, you're fine.
Yes, I'm going to Chicago next week. It's actually my my third and final trip to Chicago this year because we saw the White Sox earlier this year in Chicago, and then we went to Chicago for the Cubs, and now we'll be going to Chicago for the White Sox again. And so that's a city that I'm very familiar with. That is also the city where I destroyed the back of my wheelchair last time I was in Chicago. So I will be extra careful getting off of trains in Chicago this time. But I so yeah, that was quite an adventure because luckily I was able to make it to O'Hare. I was able to make it to O'Hare Airport from my hotel to O'Hare Airport. From my hotel downtown to O'Hare Airport, basically without a back to my chair. Actually, and the handlebars of my chair were dangling on the ground. But I just had to get to the airport and try to get home and figure that out. But so yeah, that was quite an adventure. But yeah, I'm going to Chicago, and then we're going to Houston after that. And the only thing I don't like about our schedule this year is we went to Phoenix in mid-June. We went to Arlington, Texas in mid-July, and now we're going to go to Houston, Texas in late July, early August. I have no idea why we couldn't have those particular cities, early in the year in April. Why couldn't we? Why couldn't we go to Phoenix in April, or Arlington in April? So I'm getting quite used to 110-degree temperatures.
I was gonna say, yeah, I'm looking here. You're heading to Houston, and then there's a day game while you're in Houston.
Oh man,
and
mugginess.
Yeah,
it's just muggy up here
I was
too.
gonna say, I know how bad it is up here, and I do not. It's got to be 100 degrees down there right now.
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
But the one thing is go ahead, Pete.
Yeah. So I mean, in order to compensate for that, I mean, I have a hotel that is very, very close to the ballpark. And I mean, it is a retractable roof in Houston.
Right.
But if I can, I'm trying to minimize the amount of time that I'm spending outside, and try to do it that way. But yeah, I've got a hotel that's very close to the ballpark. I plan all that out well in advance, and just continue grinding. So.
Yeah, man.
There you go. Yeah, you gotta stay away from those beers while you're down there too. Those will dehydrate you a little bit more than they do.
Yeah, I generally stay sober. I generally stay sober during games, although sometimes, depending on the result, that can change. But
I was gonna say
professional until the things start looking dire. Then it's like, all right, I need to go find one of these.
a rage beer.
I need to calm my nerves before I can make this, because otherwise it's just going to be damning and insulting the whole way through. On that note, because before I start being damning and insulting on the Pirates the rest of the way through, you've seen this team, this Cleveland team, for over half a season. I mean, do you think they got a shot, man? I mean, I know they're sitting under 500 after the loss to the Pirates, but their division's still within strike. You think they got some magic for an October run in you?
Well, I will say this: the AL Central is the gift that keeps on giving, and so right now we are very lucky that we are not competing with the Tampa Bay Rays, for example. But I will say that
that's a grindhouse.
I will say that historically, historically Terry Francona's teams have a history of performing much better in the second half in the second half of seasons. I mean, if you look at what they did last year, and again, I was along for the ride for much of the year last year. If you look at what they did last year, they were within a game or so of first place around September 1st, and then they went 24-6, I believe the number is, in the month of September, and put away the division that way. Now, of course, with the new balanced schedule, it's very interesting. I think one of the reasons why the AL Central as a whole is down, down record-wise this year is because you don't have a situation where the entire division is beating up on each other, right? You have fewer divisional games this year with the new balanced schedule. But I think historically, Terry Francona's teams get better going into the second half, while I do, while there have been some tough times this year, finding consistency, guys like Josh Naylor have been. Josh Naylor has been on fire recently, and the offense has been generally providing a much better output. There have been some recent concerns in the bullpen, but overall the bullpen has been pretty solid statistically. So I'm thinking we got a very good shot at doing this this year, winning the division, and then of course, once you win the division, anything can happen. All you got to do is get in the playoffs, and then anything can happen in a 5-game in a 5-game series or a 3-game wild card series or what have you. So I definitely think with all the ups and downs this team has had, still 96 games in, right? Because tomorrow's game 97. With 96 games in, the team finds themselves two games out of first place. I think most fans would have signed up for that at the beginning of the year, back on March 30th in Seattle, which seems like 5 decades ago at this point. March 30th in Seattle. We started the season in Seattle, which is hard to believe. But I think most Cleveland fans would have signed up to be 2 games out of first place with 65 or so games to go. So it should be a fun ride down the stretch.
Yeah, it definitely should be a fun ride for you guys down the stretch. I'm just kind of looking through your roster here, but one name that pops out to me, Josh Bell. Can we have him back?
Yeah.
No. I like him. I like him in a Cleveland uniform.
Okay. It's always worth a shot because people up here, people in Pittsburgh, they love it when we bring people back. So, it's the people are dying to know if we can bring him back. So no, we cannot bring back Josh Bell.
By the way, I love that ballpark in Pittsburgh. I really do love that ballpark in Pittsburgh with the with the backdrop of the bridge and everything else. It's just a great ballpark. That was my second time in that ballpark, but I hadn't been there since 2021. So it was great to be in that ballpark, and and of course the first 2 nights at least were a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I've had so many good memories of that ballpark.
Oh yeah.
Like I was telling you earlier in the week, Pete. Like I wish I could have compiled my personal home record, like for whenever they're at the ballpark. 'Cause I feel like they play better whenever I'm like hooting and hollering and getting all yinzered up in front of everybody, you know. So, yeah. But kind of on that note, though, I mean, since you've been kind of traveling around, though, about the Pirates, they do get me hooting and hollering and all sorts of different ways, lots of frustrating ways. I mean, sometimes it looks like they're a AAA team out there. I mean, is that what you see from like someone who's been watching every MLB team, really? I mean, what is your assessment of the Pirates in an honest fashion, from an outsider looking in?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Pirates have some promising pieces, but they haven't learned how to put it together as a team. And I will say, I mean, I was surprised that the Guardians were able to put up 11 runs against your, I believe it was your all-star pitcher,
Keller,
whose name, Keller, yeah. And so I was surprised. I was very surprised by that because I honestly thought we might have a little bit of a tougher time against him, but I think the Pirates, they're. I'll put it this way: that like
you can offend us, it's okay. We can't get hurt by the Pirates.
I'm gonna say you won't offend us talking bad about the Pirates.
Well, I'll say this, and I don't know if this is a compliment or not, but they're not. I've seen the Kansas City Royals, for example. The Pirates are not. Sorry, I don't know if you heard that notification. I had another notification come in.
No worries.
But the Pirates are not as bad or in as bad a spot as say the Kansas City Royals, and so it's all relative, right? I mean,
they are 28-70.
Ooh,
that's pretty bad.
That's really bad.
Yeah. So at least you can say we're not. So I guess you could say you're not as bad as the Kansas City Royals, but I don't know if that. I don't know if that's a cancellation. I don't know if that's a cancellation prize or not.
See, I will kind of take that because at least the Royals have won a World Series recently. Right. So, like, I feel like that could be more insulting. You didn't call us the Oakland A's. I just feel bad for them.
I was going to say, nobody can be as bad as them.
Your ballpark is 100 times better than the Oakland A's. I'll tell you that much. But,
so, Peter,
I mean,
what would you say is the nicest ballpark that you've been to so far? I've got a couple that are my top ones, but I'll just say what I was saying about Oakland is when I was in Oakland at the beginning of the year, because we started the season
West Coast swing.
Yeah, Seattle, and then Oakland, and when we started the year with that series in Oakland, even then a lot of the fans were chanting "Let's go Vegas." They were chanting "Let's go Vegas" because they knew they were moving to Vegas. So it's I feel bad for the Oakland fans, but yeah, that's a tough ballpark to go to. But anyway, probably my favorite ballpark. I really like San Diego a lot. I see there are different ballparks I love for different reasons. I love San Diego's ballpark just because
kind of the way it's integrated into the city is very beautiful. Same thing with Dodger Stadium. The way Dodger Stadium is in the hills, and then of course you have the classics of Wrigley and Fenway. So you kind of have to separate it, I think, into old ballparks and new ballparks,
right?
Because it's really tough to say. But I forgot until the past few days, I forgot how much I loved PNC in Pittsburgh. So, yeah, there are a lot of really nice ballparks. Probably, and honestly, it's easier to rank my least favorite than it is to rank my favorite.
Let's hear
some
that.
hating.
Yeah.
Least favorite. Let's go bash somebody.
Yeah. Well. Obviously, the least favorite is the sewage dump known as the Oakland Coliseum, which, by the way, I do have a story to tell about the Oakland Coliseum. So, well, a couple things. Number one, if you look back on my Facebook page, this is kind of an old video, but if you look back on my Facebook page, you'll see a video of me just kind of speeding through the concourse of the Oakland Coliseum in the middle of a game, because there's literally no one there except a few people working. It was just really embarrassing in terms of attendance. But then as I'm walking across the bridge, or rolling across the bridge, I guess, as I'm going across the bridge from the Oakland Coliseum to the BART train station, I see a car. I see a car that's just exploded and is on fire. And the funniest thing is, you know, for Oakland fans, that wasn't a shocking sight. That happens on a regular basis there at the Oakland Coliseum. So for me, I was stopping to look at it. For Oakland fans, it was just kind of like another exploded car in the Oakland Coliseum parking lot. But yeah, and then probably my second least favorite ballpark is probably Tropicana Field.
Tampa Bay Rays.
Yeah.
And for those that weren't aware, too, real quick, Pete, not to interrupt you, but if you're listening, Oakland has had like record historically low, like put a high school team like above, like a high school team would draw more than Oakland.
I was gonna say it's been worse than the Pirates' attendance ever has.
Yeah, because you're talking like hundreds, maybe, of fans, like possibly not even 1,000. But Tropicana too, home of the Rays.
Yeah, I mean, I could in Oakland. I mean, I bought cheap seats and then I sat right behind home plate. So you know, because that's what you can do in Oakland.
Nobody cared enough to stop you.
Yeah. I mean the ushers. I mean the ushers encouraged it, but I mean because basically the entire crowd. Now I will say that in recent months I've seen, you know, on television, there've been a lot more fans at games, and because there was like a reverse boycott where the fans filled the stadium in protest of the team losing, which is pretty sad. But when I was there for the opening opening road trip, pretty much all the fans were sitting between the two dugouts, close to home plate, because he ushers what fans move there. So, so yeah, that was pretty incredible to see. But again, I'd probably say my second least favorite is Tropicana Field, and it's what's really weird about Tropicana Field is it could have some personality to it. If they want, I feel like unlike the Oakland Coliseum, Tropicana Field could have some personality to it if they wanted to add some personality to it. But whereas Oakland Coliseum is just a large, Oakland Coliseum is just a large
old
concrete
unused
structure.
football stadium that you can tell it has other purposes that are beyond baseball, and like it's just like the ghost of Al Davis is haunting it, and it's trying to sign a 4.4 wide receiver with a 4.4 40-yard dash.
But if they like painted, I don't know, if they painted the roof there in there at Tropicana Field instead of just a white, a nondescript white tent-looking thing, then I feel like that place could have some, could have some personality to it. Of course, the Rays have been playing very well, which I think has helped their attendance this year. But yeah, that's one of my least favorite. And then I'd probably say Comerica Park.
Is that because you're in Detroit?
Well, yeah, that, but also, I just find it a little bit like, it's not as bad as the Oakland Coliseum, but it's got like the same sort of problem in terms of lack of personality to it. And by the way, I know we're recording this, but I'm very happy to see that the Seattle Mariners lead the Minnesota Twins 5-0 after 8 innings.
There you go.
There you go.
So that's very nice to see. Hopefully Cleveland can go in tomorrow into tomorrow 2 games back. They are now 2.5 back, but they can go into tomorrow 2 games back. Anyway, sorry about that.
No worries, man. I understand. You're in a division race. You got to keep up on this shit.
Yeah, I'm watching whenever, because it was kind of funny because the Twins are in Seattle right now, so right after our games against Pittsburgh, in Pittsburgh, I would immediately go back to my hotel and just turn on the Twins game and hope they would lose. So I'm constantly watching the division, but yeah, so I would say those are my top 3 least favorite ballparks, being Oakland, Tampa, and Detroit. Or I would say those are my top 3 least favorite ballparks. Other than that, I think most of the other ballparks at least have some personality to them. So there are a few that I haven't been to yet, and hopefully I can get to those next year because the ones we don't play in this year we'll play in next year, because the only ones I have left are all National League. So I'm hoping to get to the ones that I haven't been to yet next year. But I'm not going to do 162 next year, unless something dramatically changes on the sponsorship front. But I don't think I'm going to do. I don't think I'm going to do this again. This was kind of a one-time, crazy kind of thing to do. So unless the Guardians hire me in video production or something,
I was gonna say, Guardians. Let's get our boy a job here. Come on.
Like it's funny, Pete, because we've been already in our first few episodes clamoring. Well, like let's see, I said Kyle Dubas should hire me. I said a lot of people should hire me already.
We mostly
in
have
4
claimed,
episodes.
yeah, we've mostly claimed in 3 out of 4 episodes so far that the Penguins should hire us.
Yeah. So and you know what? Now we're gonna go with another claim. Guardians, hire Peter.
Yeah. I've been
After he completes 162.
Yes.
Yeah. If you've been looking at my Facebook page, I've been putting together all kinds of videos. So I mean, I've been putting together basically a reel of work for the Guardians. So we'll see how that goes at the end of the year. Right. At the end of the season. Right now, my goal is to just keep grinding through 162. We have one more West Coast trip on the schedule. In a lot of ways that'll be the toughest trip we have. Although there'll be another tough trip, and I thought you might get a kick out of this because it kind of involved Pittsburgh in a weird way. Because if you look at our schedule, you'll see that we have a 1:00 game on Sunday, September 17th at home, and then a 1:00 game the next day in Kansas City, and the only reason that game is a 1:00 game in Kansas City on a Monday, because we normally would never play at 1:00 on a Monday. The only reason that game is 1:00 is because the Browns played the Steelers on Monday Night Football that night. So
yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah, and that's Cleveland football's still top dog, right?
Yeah. So,
yeah, it's still top.
I mean, yeah. Although I will say, for all the talk, that Cleveland is that Cleveland is a football town, and you're right, they love the Browns here. I will say that, like this year, I mean, the Guardians' attendance has been fantastic. Their attendance has been up tremendously, and that has a lot to do with some of the ticket offers that they have that they have introduced this year. I mean, what I'm using to get to all these games is the ballpark pass, and that is a standing room only ticket, which is ironic, I know, but I enjoy the irony of buying. I enjoy the irony of buying standing room only.
Exactly.
I just enjoy that irony. It's a nice loophole. But what I do is I buy the ballpark pass, which is a standing room only ticket, for $49 a month. It's $49 a month for every home game, and so obviously if you break that down, that's like $3 to $4 a game.
Right.
So yeah, so that's in terms of the home games. That's how I'm doing the home portion of 162, and then obviously I have to work out the travel. But yeah, it's been a grind. It's been one heck of a journey, and I can key this up for you because in a way that sort of predicted the future. Back in June of 2021, when I was doing an interview with Tom Hamilton, the voice of the Cleveland Guardians, we were talking about the 2021 season, and I was on the road with the Guardians at the time, and then Tom Hamilton just said this in the middle of an interview.
You need to enjoy the journey. It's not about the final destination. Sure, everybody wants to win a World Series and the parade and all of that, but you're missing out if that's the only thing you care about. It's 6 months of entertainment where the games matter, where every day you have a vested interest in what your ball club is doing.
Yeah, and so obviously, am I back, guys?
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, sorry. And so yeah, obviously that was, at the time when he said that in 2021, I only went on a few road trips, and then of course in 2023, I decided to do 162, and then I look back at that soundbite, and it's like, wow, that fits very well with this season, and it's official. The Mariners beat the Twins 5-0.
There you go.
But yeah, I've just been enjoying the journey quite a bit, and it's been a wild journey with breaking my chair and breaking my smart drive once and then breaking my chair a separate time. It's been really chaotic, but I've enjoyed every part of this journey. It's been intense, but it's been rewarding as well. So I hope that I can make it all the way through 162. Our final games of the year are in Detroit, so I hope I don't get to the final series of the year and then my bus breaks down on the way to Detroit or something. But so that would stink. But right now as we speak, entering play on Friday, I'm 96 for 96, and it's been an incredible ride, and one thing that keeps me going is number one, all the support that I've received through my Facebook page, through the GoFundMe, and everything else, but also just knowing that I would be, I'm probably going to be the first one ever to do this. I don't think any fan has ever attempted to attend 162 for one team in 1 year. So that kind of keeps me going when I'm running on fumes.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm not gonna lie, there are times when I'm like really, really tired, and honestly, one of my worst fears is like oversleeping, like after a night game into a day game or something.
Yeah.
If I'm trying to sleep in and I oversleep and miss a game because of something stupid like that.
Especially with the hotel curtains. I feel like they could just make it so dark in there,
dangerous.
you never know what time it is. Yeah, you could sleep until 4 o'clock in the afternoon and never know the difference. But real quick, you mentioned your GoFundMe. Is there like a good link at that our listeners here or whoever you show this to as well that they can go to donate to your cause here?
Yeah. It's the best way to find it is just look up Rolling with Cleveland, and you'll find the GoFundMe. The official title of the GoFundMe is Rolling with Cleveland, the 2023 162 challenge, and but again, if you just look up Rolling with Cleveland or even just Cleveland Fan 162, you'll find it because there have been stories on what I'm doing, and the GoFundMe link is there. You can find it on my Facebook page. I'll be posting all kinds of stuff on my Facebook page, just like I tagged Cody in the highlights of the Pirates series. So I will be. I will be making all kinds of highlight videos throughout the rest of the year, and hopefully I'll have some interviews down the stretch here. as well. I'm probably going to do some of those over Zoom and post them. So
There you go.
yeah,
That'd be awesome.
I'm gonna be having a lot on my business page. You know, people have asked me about our Twitter account and other social medias, and what I've said is I would love to have every kind of social media imaginable, but
It's a lot to manage.
But the problem is, you know, I don't have a social media team. I mean, it's just me along with trying to keep up with 162. So so that's basically why I've kept it to Facebook. I've joked with the Guardians that the Guardians PR is essentially my PR, because they have set up all kinds of interviews for me, which I will have an interview coming next week, but that's about all I can say. There will be I will have a national interview next week, which will be fun. But yeah, it's just been a blast, and whether it's Mandy Bell of MLB.com, who's done a couple great stories on what I've been doing, or the local media, it's just been incredible, and a lot of that has to do, you know, a lot of that is a property or a result of the Cleveland Guardians support. So I certainly appreciate their support. You know, I don't know if you guys remember or know, but I mean, last October I threw out the first pitch for a playoff game.
Yeah.
You know, and
I vividly remember that image coming up in my feed, and I was just like, that's when I was just like, holy shit, look at what Peter's doing. That's just the one that caught my attention. It grabbed me by the head, and I couldn't look away at that point.
You don't forget that.
No.
Yeah, that was incredible, and then the Guardians took care of my travel for the ALDS against New York as well. So it's been incredible, and the support that I've received both from inside the Guardians organization and outside the Guardians organization. I have you know, the people on the people on the GoFundMe, and then I also have covering a bit of it. I have a local company called Specialty Network, a Cleveland-based company that's been helping quite a bit. So yeah, it's just been pretty incredible, the amount of support I've received so far. I've received some support from around the country as well, including Chicago and Los Angeles and other places.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome. That's great, man. And I hope we can start to bring that. Maybe Pittsburgh can start joining that list of some places that are helping to contribute to this, because I think this is a pretty sick cause. And we do appreciate all the time you've taken out of your day-to-day to spend with us. So last question here for you. So, I mean, I guess I'm kind of itching to know. So if you guys make the playoffs this year, are you going along too? Does 162 continue?
Oh, absolutely. I'm hoping that it's more than 162. You know, and what's funny is I mean, I initially, when this started, I attended 5 games at spring training, because my initial thought was, well, if I need to, I can make it 162, including 5 at spring training, to give myself a buffer. But I don't plan on using that buffer at all, and I hope that it's much more than 162. And I think there's a very good shot that we're gonna win this division. It's gonna be tough. It's not gonna be easy. but I think, but I think if you told me, if you told me 5 months ago that we would be, that we would be 2 games out after, 2 games out after 96 games, then I would be overall happy with that. Again, you can continue to follow my journey on my Facebook page, which is just my personal Facebook page, but you can either send me a friend request, and again, it's just Peter Knab, Knab on the last name, Knab. You can find me there. You can look at the GoFundMe, which is again Rolling with Cleveland, the 162 challenge on GoFundMe. You can find all that there, and follow the rest of my journey. As we're getting down to the wire here. We're about to cross the game number 100, which I can't believe at this point. So, but like I said, I hope it's a lot more than that as well.
Yeah, man. Well, guess what? I think Cleveland's probably my AL team, to be honest, because I mean, you guys are right there, and we always like the little brother in football when we get just the Big Ben just kind of bully you guys for a number of years. So I like to watch your baseball team do well and stay competitive because the Pirates never seem to want to stay competitive. But hey, Peter, well, thanks again for your time, man. I'll let you get going, and thanks again. Looking forward to the rest of your trip, and go Guardians. Go Guardians.
Thank you.
Go Guardians.
Yeah.
Go Peter.
Yeah. Go
Enjoy
Peter.
the rest of your trips,
Thank
man.
you.
Thanks, man. Thanks for the time.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, guys. I really do. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. Thank you.
You're
Take
welcome.
care, Pete.
We'll be in touch, man.
Yep. Sounds good. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
Man, there we go.
Ooh, buddy, that was a fire interview. I'll tell you
Talk
what.
about it.
Oh, man. What a good dude. What a good dude, too.
That's the first time I've talked to Peter in quite a while, man.
Yeah, it's been quite a bit. I'm glad that
that
we decided
banner's
to
still
bring that
there, though.
together.
Yeah, that was a really good idea.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, because like I'm kind of fired up for baseball now.
I know.
Like, I wanted to bash the Pirates. You guys will go back and listen to the tape, and like I waited to bash the Pirates, and then I just kind of started to feel that empathetic love for the game and just being at the PNC ballpark. And
for me, it was Peter's breakdown of how not bad the Pirates are. I was like, okay, now I kind of want to watch the Pirates.
Yeah, and dude, plus, what is better
They're not
than going
as bad
to the
as the
ballpark?
Royals. Yeah, exactly.
What is better than going to the ballpark and like just getting like a nice
in the summer? Nothing.
Especially like that nice summer night, like Saturday night, and it's a
fall
night game.
Can be a hockey game, but
yeah, and we still got them in football too.
Yeah,
I didn't even ask them about Deshaun Watson.
Oh, yeah.
Ugh, I know.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Good thing we stayed away from that topic. Because it's not really any good answers.
You just stay away from that.
Oh man, I mean, did we really get? I mean, because that was a good interview.
It was. A lot of baseball talk.
Yeah, and that's good though, because we need to show some chops. We
I feel like I was very quiet this episode. I don't talk a lot of baseball. I don't know a whole lot of baseball.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
You learned some things, huh?
Yeah, sure did.
He's got some good informative stuff, and I have truly though I have been like riveted by his page, and like because I told you whenever I was like we gotta get him when we do this show. I was like this is the one. Whenever before I had the podcast even started as an idea, I was like, well, if I'm going to do this, I would really like to get Peter on because he's got all this going on.
Yeah, this journey is going to be it's awesome already for him. Not even 100 games in yet, but
he was just about there though.
Yeah, I think he said game 97's on Monday.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, it's Friday, tomorrow.
Oh yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah, today was his off day, so again, thanks for his time and because there's really not much other Penguins news to break down other than us still wanting Erik Karlsson and Sid and Letang saying that they also want Erik Karlsson. Yeah. They endorse it. That was the word I was looking for. I endorse their endorsing of Erik Karlsson. But let the record show that I do endorse the endorsing of Erik Karlsson.
If he doesn't, what's the backup plan? Do we
Just probably
have
roll
another
with what we
move?
got.
I was gonna say, or do we just roll?
Just roll with what we got. And then hope like the Granlund plays well, like, and then kind of trade him in the midseason.
I think
type
the
of deal.
Athletic has the Penguins as the third most improved team of the offseason.
I mean, they're deeper.
They are deeper,
But we're still
are
also
they offensively deeper?
we're also still in July 20th.
Right.
So it's kind of more baseball time anyway. Yeah, so I don't even know where we're going for the next episode though, for real.
Yeah, I'll have to figure that out.
Yeah.
Maybe
we'll
maybe
get some
Zach will
idea.
not be a dick and will actually answer my texts. And
That'd be nice.
yeah, I asked him about it on Sunday at practice. I was like, "So did your phone just like not work, or do you just not like respond to me?" He was like, "What? What are you talking about? Did I not answer you?" I said, "No, you didn't answer me, and don't even give me that bull crap about. Oh, I thought I did."
When was the last Bucko game you were at?
Oh God, it's been years.
You should get to go down to a Bucko game again.
I mean, I'm not against going. I just haven't.
Found a reason to?
Yeah, I don't care to drive to the city too much.
Yeah.
I don't care to pay for parking.
Yeah.
I
They almost need like as Ashley's family. We did a whole Bucko game. That was
like I said, don't get me wrong. Like, don't have an issue with going to a game. It'd be fun. I haven't been to a game in a while.
I just like the crab fries, to be honest. You don't do crab fries?
I don't know that I've ever had crab fries. No.
It's not crab. It's the Old Bay seasoning.
Yeah, I
Chicky
don't
and
think
Pete's.
I've done that. No. 99% certain I haven't.
I mean, your taste buds are very similar to mine, and I think you would, if I enjoyed them, I think you would enjoy them.
I mean, I like Old Bay, but I don't know about all my fries.
And just crinkle cut fries with
Yeah,
Old Bay
but
on 'em.
I don't. Like I said, I like Old Bay, but I think Old Bay is more meant for seafood than potatoes.
I mean, that's why that they make them, so that you can try it in
I
different
mean,
fashions.
yeah, and it's just not for me.
That's pretty fucking dumb of you.
Well, I am pretty fucking dumb sometimes.
Got any other? Cause I mean, let's see, because it is July 20th. I mean, got like, I guess schools are starting to get back in session. We could probably get our Whipple preview show in the next
I was gonna say, yeah, I
month
can.
or so. I told you this is my big get.
Might try to reach out to my one buddy who's a college, or I'm sorry, not college, but a local high school football coach.
Yeah, we'll see.
See if I can't get him to come on.
Yeah, well, at least I think maybe we could start, kind of, that could be a topic, or, maybe we can get back into some old sled files again, see if,
See
maybe
if
we can
see if Zach will answer.
see
his
who else
phone.
we could scrape up from the sled hockey.
Well, so I got a bunch of shit at practice on Sunday because I called Zach out in front of everybody, and then I just got kind of called out in front of everybody, and they were all like, "What are we not good enough for your podcast?" I was like, "Well, I'd have to talk to my brother first." 'Cause
Yeah, I guess I am now the appointment coordinator as far as that
Well,
goes.
no, I just mean like, I don't know.
I mean, I wanted you to help me with setting this up, and it's slowly turning into me.
I mean,
setting
yeah,
it all up.
it just kind of.
But that was my duty to set up. I was going to set that up.
You have been more in contact with Peter over the years than I have, so. And I have not talked to him, and I don't think you really have either.
Hey, like I said, you just kind of see.
But, yeah,
you
exactly.
see support from afar. That's
right.
why I still have my old Facebook. Good for that. But yeah, so Eric Carlson, maybe someday. I hope.
So I've heard that obviously,
He's got a massive hog.
I mean, I did say obviously, but that's accurate, but that's not what I was going to say. Well, allegedly is accurate. I don't know. I forget what I was going to say about him now.
That broke your brain.
Something, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
great.
You start doing that, and I just...
Because there's college football around too. We talked a little bit last week.
Yeah, we did.
I don't know.
Oh,
small
so-
brain there.
think
all the
Maddie
media's
brought up
small
last
brain.
week that I'm gonna butcher his name from WV, but the
Bob
JJ
Huggins.
the JJ kid, the baseball player
Okay.
that she was talking about last week. I just saw a few days ago, he's rated number 1 right now by the baseball prospects, top baseball prospects. I don't know, like national scouting or
like
whatever.
Paul Skeens.
I don't know that it's on that level of Paul Skeens, but I think it said he was a shortstop or something like that.
This is Nevin trying to talk.
This is
baseball.
me.
It
This
sounded
is
lecture.
my extent of baseball knowledge.
I saw.
I saw this.
Drafted.
I don't know. He didn't get drafted.
Can you at least name? How about for the end of the show? Let's just start naming old Pirates.
Old Pirates?
Like
Kip Wells,
Josh Fogg,
Jason Bay,
Brian Giles,
Jack Wilson,
Craig Wilson.
What was the catcher's name? Jeff. I almost said Jeff Gordon, but that wasn't it. It was
Not Jeff
Jason Gordon.
No.
Jason. It was Jason with a G.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Jason
Kendall.
There
What the
you
fuck?
go.
Where
Jason
was
Kendall.
it?
Rob McCoviac.
Nate McLeod.
Tyke Redmond.
Jose Bautista.
Ooh, yeah. Freddie Sanchez.
What a tank he turned into after Neil Walker.
John Van Benschoten.
Jesus. Bronson Arroyo was a Pirate for a minute, wasn't
Yeah. That is a factual statement.
he? That's Nevin talking baseball. I hope y'all enjoyed it.
Yeah, thanks for listening to the show. We're going to just not keep rattling off more and more names.
You can listen to me talk more baseball next week if you'd like.
Rob McCoviac again.
Oh, we're just going back through people we've already named now?
Yeah, I guess so. All right, we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for this great interview again, Peter Knab.
Thank you, Peter. Like we said, we'll put Peter's social media links and GoFundMe links and everything in the episode description. So
Yeah, he mentioned
Please.
things about that.
help our boy out. Help him get it to the next 60-plus games.
Niger Morgan.
I quit thinking. You already said Freddie Sanchez. Ramos Ramirez.
Ooh, I can't just let the show end with on Ramos Ramirez. Pokey Reese.
Oh,
That's how we're ending it.
shit.
Pokey Reese. Thanks for listening, guys. And as always, Lego Pens.
Did you already say Brian Giles?
Yes, of course. It's
Fuck.
Brian Giles. Let's go, Pens.
Let's go, Pens. It was good, actually.